Hey everyone, this is Friedel Hacker Raven. I'm here with my recap and review of Boruto Naruto Next Generation's anime episode number 281, which is titled The Eight Truth. And yeah, this was a very well written finale, in my opinion. And in a sense, this entire arc has been very well written. And even though we didn't get this big fight scene in the finale, it was still like narratively it was good. I have to give it points. So in the previous episode, we got this huge revelation that all of the contestants that are being forced to take part in the experiment are actually under genjutsu, and Keisuru was able to figure that out, and he helped Boruto escape from the genjutsu. And the episode opens up with Boruto just walking around, and he's noticing that, you know what, all of the other people are still trapped in pods, and of course Boruto feels weak. He even falls down to the ground during one of the scenes. And then we get to find out that Yatsume and Rokuru were also able to break free of the genjutsu, and I was like, I don't trust Yatsume. I do not trust Yatsume. So all of them are trying to figure out why the rest of the contestants who were killed during this experiment, why are they still in the pods? And they end up concluding that, you know what, because the people that died during the experiment, they really thought that they had died. So because they thought that they had died inside genjutsu, they are basically kind of like brain dead. So they're still sleeping. And Boruto is like, you know what, we have to help these people. And Rokuru's like, no, not yet. We have to help us, right? We have to help us. We need to escape, and then you can call for help and whatnot. And we still have to figure out how to deal with Ouga. And while Boruto and Rokuru are basically arguing about this, Yatsume realizes something, and she runs off and she takes out a scroll and a badge from one of the people that was basically kind of working for Ouga during the beginning of the arc. And she's like, you know what, he was working for Ouga, right? So I figured that he had the scroll and the card, and we can use this card to access other areas and go through doors. We need to escape. And I was like, again, nope, I do not trust Yatsume. I do not. So the scroll is actually a map of the facility, and Yatsume is the one who's like going through the map, and she's leading the way. And Rokuru's like, Yatsume, give me the map, right? I need to read the map. And Yatsume is like, why should I give you the map? So that you can steal it and run away? No, follow me. So they keep on going through these corridors, and they end up reaching this room where there's a fireplace and a table and some chairs. And I think that this is the same area where Delta ended up breaking the table in before she walked away. And as they're going through the corridors, as they're running through the corridor, they also step over a puddle of water. And as they keep on running, this is where Rokuru realizes that, you know what, we have been here before, right? And yep, it turns out that they have been here before, and the three characters end up finding them in the same room with the fireplace again. And this is where Rokuru is again like, Yatsume, give me the map. I need to read the map. And as that's happening, Boruto gets separated from the group. A wall comes down, and yeah, Rokuru is facing Yatsume, and Rokuru is like, Yatsume, I'm not the type of person who gives anyone warnings, but I am warning you. Unless you give me the map, I will attack you. And Yatsume is like, over my dead body. So she uses her lightning style jutsu to amp her fists to fight Rokuru, and Rokuru is like, girl, bye. And he ends up sending one of those parasitic things that he has into Yatsume. Yatsume screams, and Boruto's like, I'm on my way. And Boruto does try to break the wall with his Rasengan, but the wall remains undamaged. So as Boruto is making his way to Yatsume, Rokuru is just walking around while reading the map, and he ends up opening this door, and he notices Ouga's body, the puppet body. And this was a very creepy fun scene where Ouga is like on all fours and crawling around like a weird insect, and he attacks Rokuru. And Boruto ends up helping Yatsume, and he's like, we have to make our way towards the exit. Come on, Yatsume, stay with me. And Yatsume is like, Boruto, I was able to use lightning style in order to paralyze the parasite that Rokuru ended up sending into me, but I'm not really sure how long I can manage that for. So, you know what, leave me be. And Boruto's like, no, I'll never leave you be. So they end up walking into the room where Jigen ended up fighting what was his name? Oh, I forgot his name. Wow, the Jiraiya clone. Wow, it's been so long that I forgot his name. Kashin Koji. I think that's the same room where Jigen ended up fighting Kashin Koji, and this is where Yatsume is like, Boruto, we are running out of time, the parasite is taking over me, and she ends up attacking Boruto. She slashes his leg, and Boruto notices something. As Yatsume is like, Boruto, please kill me, and before I kill you, and she attacks Boruto with the kunai. He blocks with his hand, and Boruto's like, yep, as I figured, this is all fake. It's the same feeling I got when Keisuru ended up stabbing me to help me break out of the genjutsu. Yatsume, we are still in a genjutsu. And Yatsume's like, oh wow, you figured it out, huh? So it turns out that Yatsume is actually Ouga. She's the 8th Kara inner member, and Bruto's like, what the heck? And I was like, yep, I knew that I shouldn't be trusting Yatsume. Nope. And then we get this entire explanation from Yatsume why she ended up doing these experiments. So it turns out that Amado ended up creating her as an inner member. However, she's not a combat type like the rest of the cyborgs. She's more of an intellectual type, and Amado ended up enhancing her brain so that she could basically be his assistant, because Amado was researching the human heart. And the moment she said that Amado was researching the human heart, I was like, ooh, that's a big connection to what's happening in the manga right now. I don't want to spoil it for the anime readers, but anime watchers. But yeah, for the manga readers, this is big. If this is where it's actually going towards. So she's like, yeah, my brain ended up getting enhanced, and I helped Amado research the human heart. And as I was researching the human heart, I decided to research Jigen's heart. However, Jigen didn't like that, and I ended up feeling his wrath, and he ended up damaging me. So it turns out that Jigen, I guess, put a hole in her head, and she ended up losing a major part of her body, which I guess is her brain. I don't know. But ever since that attack, she hasn't been feeling well, and she ended up leaving Kara. She had to run away in order to save herself, and however, she lost her will to live. And she's like, you know what? I was like, you know what? I lost my will to live, right? So maybe if I end up putting humans through this experiment of mine, and I put them in very serious situations, and their true desires will come out, then I will finally figure out my own desire, my own will to live and whatnot. And Bruto's like, you know what, Yatsume or Ouga, I don't know why you did all of this, but you put a lot of people in danger, right? And Yatsume is like, yeah, I realize that. So I need to wake them up, and I need to apologize to them as soon as possible. And she's like, Boruto, and that's where I need your help. All of this is a genjutsu. The genjutsu is linked to my body, which is also inside a pod. So I need you to stab me. The moment you kill me, you'll wake up, and then you take away that illusion scroll that I ended up activating. You deactivate it, and everyone will be free. And Boruto's like, but wait, if I break the genjutsu in the manner that you're telling me to, then you'll also die. You'll die, right? And she's like, yeah, I'll die. I don't have the will to live anymore. And I'm like, you know what? As an inner member, she's not that evil per se. Like, she has her own issues, but she's not like evil, because again, none of the people were actually, they didn't actually die during the experiment. Boruto's like, no, I can't do that to you. I can empathize with you. I know what I can kind of understand where you're coming from, but I need to figure out another way. No person gets left behind, so I'll figure out a way to break the genjutsu. And it is linked to your body, right? So if you end up finding the will to live, then you'll break out of the genjutsu on your own, and then you can deactivate the scroll. And Yatsume is like, I don't know, Boruto, I don't think we have time for that, because yeah, the genjutsu is breaking all around them. And Boruto's like, no, I won't take no for an answer. And he grabs Yatsume or Ouga, and they start running. And as they are running, this is where Ouga is like, Boruto, even in the real world, even if I end up apologizing to everyone, people still have different desires, and when one person's desire ends up clashing with another, this is where unhappiness occurs, and I don't want to experience that. And Boruto, what's your desire, Boruto? You can't just make everyone happy, right? Your desire is impossible. And Boruto's like, that's the difference. It's not making people happy isn't a desire of mine. It's a dream of mine. That's the type of ninja that I am. That's my will to live. And his words do impact Yatsume, because there's this scene where Yatsume is falling, and Boruto is reaching out, and he's like, Yatsume, grab my hand. You need to have the will to live. And yeah, this is a very pivotal moment for Yatsume or Ouga, because she's like, you know what, I can end my life here and break the genjutsu, I think, or if I have the will to live, I can break out of the genjutsu on my own. And she ends up reclaiming her will to live, and she grabs Boruto's arm. And because she got her will to live again, this is how she's able to help her body escape from the genjutsu of her own making, and she ends up helping other people break out of the genjutsu too. So while that's happening over with Salad and her team, this is where the Anbu ninjas are like, you know what, we haven't heard from Keisuru in a very long while. We have to go back. We have to abort the mission, and we have to regroup. We have to think of a new strategy. And Salad is pleading for them to not leave. They're like, just half a day more, please. Boruto might contact us. And Keisuru will be contacting you through that communication device, right? If you go away from this area, you will be out of range. You might not be able to contact them. And as all of this is happening, Mitsuki ends up taking the communication device from one of the ninjas, and he puts it to his ear. And coincidentally, luckily enough, this is exactly when Boruto ends up using the communication area device. And he's like, Mitsuki, is that your voice? And Mitsuki's like, Boruto, where are you? Are you okay? What's up? And Boruto's like, yeah, I'm okay. I don't know where I am, but I'm okay. I seem to be in this area with a whole lot of mountains. And Salad is like, stay put. We are coming to get you. So yeah, everyone is safe. No one died. I was wondering what the heck will happen with Rokuru in the real world. And it turns out that, yep, he's still being sent to prison. Which, Namua ended up finding a will to live as well, and he's like, you know what, I'll carve a new path for myself. And as far as Bata and Mr. Fuego, I think his name was Fuego, right, or something like that, Bata is like, you know what, after hearing what's happening with your wife and child, I'll help you. I'll even give you a discount. And of course, he's very grateful for that. And then we get to see Shammo running towards Boruto, and he's like, hey, have you seen Yatsume? And Boruto's like, no, I didn't. And he's like, well, there's this letter for you. And Boruto opens up the letter, he reads it, and it's a letter from Ouga, basically thanking Boruto for helping her re-find her will to live. And she's like, you know what, I found my desire, I found my dream, Boruto, but I won't tell you that until next time. So basically she promises to meet Boruto again, and until then, Boruto can try and guess what her dream is. And I actually like that. You know what? That it's basically a promise. We might get to see her again. And you know what? I'm here for it. I'm here for seeing Ouga/Yatsume again. And then the episode ends with Shammo asking who the letter's from, and Boruto, is it a love letter? And Boruto's like, no, it's a letter from Ouga. And Shammo's like, why the heck would Ouga write you a letter? Let me read it. And Boruto's like, no, I won't let you read it. So he's just having fun with Shammo. And this is where the episode ends. And yeah, I will be doing a written review this for the Geek Kiri. The link to my review will be down in the comment section below as soon as the review is published. As I said, a very, very well written finale, and it just goes to show that finales don't necessarily have to have these like major battles in order for them to be well written and enjoyable. But yeah, a very well written arc in my opinion. And here's to hoping that we get to see Ouga again. And the fact that Amado ended up making Yatsume his own personal assistant, it kind of makes sense that he also asked Sumire to be his assistant in a sense. But yeah, Sumire and Yatsume, they kind of resemble each other, right? But anyway, that major thing linking to what's actually happening in the manga when it comes to Amado experimenting, researching the human heart, very interesting. Anyway, let me know what you thought of the episode. And as far as next week's review is concerned, because from next week we are going to get the anime adaptation of Sasuke Retsuden. It does feel like they won't be messing up the timeline, and that entire arc will be a flashback, which, you know what, I'm here for. I'm okay with them adapting all of the novels, especially Sakura Retsuden. They need to, not Retsuden, Sakura's story. They need to adapt Sakura's novel. They really do, as a flashback even. That would be so amazing. But anyway, that will be a flashback, and let me know what you thought of this current episode down in the comment section below. And until next time, stay happy, stay safe, stay blessed. See you guys later. Bye.